Grey County.
Good evening and welcome to week 3 of Attack Rap. Zach Scribner and Adrien Mouseeau. We have a full studio tonight, Moose?
Man, it's jam-packed in here. We have Kaleb, Cedrick, Guindon, and Servac, Petrovsky, the most recent NHL draft picks of the Owen Sound Attack.
Guys, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yep.
Doing good, yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Well, before we have a jam-packed episode, but let's go into some stats around the OHL's opening weekend. We'll start out with the OHL goaltender of the week. That goes to Sarnia Sting netminder Ben Gaudreau. He had 2 victories, a 1.9 goals against average, and a .907 save percentage for the Sarnia Sting. Turning to the OHL player of the week, that's Seattle Kraken prospect Tucker Robertson of the Peterborough Petes. He's the Cogeco OHL player of the week. He recorded 1 goal, 4 assists, and 5 points, and a pair of victories for the Peterborough Petes. Turning over to the Attack Player of the Week, that goes to Ethan Burroughs in Week 1. He had a 4-point opening weekend with 1 goal and 3 assists through Owen Sound's 2 games. Burroughs opened the weekend with a pair of assists Friday in London. The right winger then opened the Attack's scoring Saturday night in their home opener as he deflected a Kaleb Lawrence point shot.
Lawrence.
And then Burroughs then added his 3rd assist and 4th point of the weekend with an assist on Cedrick Guindon's power play goal. Now let's take a look at the OHL standings. Starting out in the Western Conference, you see it there, the Sarnia Sting and the Owen Sound Attack tied for top spot in the Western Conference. The Saginaw Spirit and the Sault Greyhounds each have 1 win on the weekend, giving them tied for 3rd. The Windsor Spitfires, Guelph Storm, and Erie Otters all earned 1 point on the weekend, giving them 5, 6, and 7. And then the Flint Firebirds, London Knight, and Kitchener Rangers all have 0 points. Interesting to note there, the Owen Sound Attack, the only team in the Midwest Division to earn a win through opening weekend. To the top 10 in OHL scoring, Peterborough Petes forward Connor Lockhart leads the way with 6 points. Tied for 2nd with 5 points are Coach Adelic, Matvey Petrov, Pavel Minchikov, Ty Nelson, Tucker Robertson, and Leighton Moore. Multiple players across the league had 4 points throughout opening weekend, including Luca Pinelli, Aidan Castle, Andrew Gibson, and Cedrick Guindon's good friend David Goyette.
And Ethan Burroughs.
Of the Owen Sound Attack. Let's go to Owen Sound's top 10 in scoring, though. Ethan Burroughs leads the way with a 4-point weekend. Gavin Bryan and Kaleb Lawrence each had 3-point weekends, leaving them tied for 2nd. 4 players tied for 4th with 2 points. Denny Gour, Cedrick Guindon, Sam Sedley, and Tomislav Brennan. Colby Barlow, Thomas Chafe, and Servac Petrovsky were among a few Attack players to record 1 point this weekend.
Show's jam.
Now let's start out with some talk of this past summer. Kaleb, before we go into NHL draft weekend, like I mentioned, great to see you back on the ice and healthy this weekend. When did you get cleared to resume training and beginning to work on this season in the summer?
Yeah, it's definitely good to be back. I got cleared on August 18th, so it was a very big milestone for me to hit. I've been waiting a while to get back out there with all these guys, so it was definitely real nice when I got the word that I could start playing again.
And of course, you missed 2 seasons, the first season due to COVID, and then you played a game and a half. Maybe just talk us through some emotions, even though it's just training, when you first step back onto the ice.
Yeah, it was definitely great. I mean, it's always hard to miss even a couple of games, but missing 1 or 2 years is really tough on me. But getting back into it, all that's in the back of my mind now, and I'm just looking forward to this year and seeing what all of us can do.
Now, guys, we're going to talk about probably the greatest days of your life. You guys got drafted to the NHL this year. Every kid grown up in Canada or Slovakia dreams about playing in the NHL. So you guys are 1 step closer to realizing that goal. I know, Kaleb, you have a pretty cool story yourself about how you found out. Why don't you tell the fans at home?
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting much, obviously. I mean, I was playing golf with some buddies, and I got a message from the Calgary GM congratulating me and letting me know that I got drafted. So that's how I kind of figured out that I went to the LA Kings. And then all the messages and things like that started pouring in. So it was definitely an awesome moment and a really good moment to share with my family and friends.
Now, Cedrick, you're from the Ottawa area, and you told me before at the Attack banquet that you were going to be in Montreal for the draft. And you were actually selected by the team that was hosting the draft. How cool is that to be in the Bell Center and to hear your name called by the Montreal Brass?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they have like one of the greatest fan base in the NHL, right?
The greatest.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a prestigious place to be at. So, no, like hearing my name in the home rink, fans were cheering obviously a bit louder because it was their pick. And so just overall the experience, just meeting the whole staff there, being at the rink with the other prospects as well. Obviously a great day that I'll never forget, so it was awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then Servac, just a few rounds later, you were picked, and you were at the Bell Center as well.
Yeah, I was there. I flew there like 9 hours to Montreal. I made there steady.
Yeah.
We were there together, so it was an unbelievable day for me too.
That's pretty cool. So you're the draft. It was the 2nd to the 7th round, if I'm correct, right? Yeah, 2nd to the 7th. So you and Cedrick were right beside each other the whole day. So you guys were just chit chatting, waiting for your name to get called.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I said earlier, the first round, we were sitting right across each other, and then the second day with the 2nd and 7th round, I kind of moved away because I had a bunch of family coming. So I wasn't with Petro, but we met up downstairs when he had all the media stuff to do, gave each other a big hug, congratulated us, and then, yeah, we just chatted and worked hard after the rest of the summer.
Very cool.
Guys, how much contact with the teams that you were selected by did you have maybe throughout the year, or especially the summer leading up to the draft? We'll start with you, Kaleb.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously didn't see me play much throughout the year, so I think they came to 10 practices before the draft, just summer skates, seeing me skate, power skating, skill stuff, so that was really good. And I had a lot of conversations with a lot of people on the LA staff, so I think it was really good.
Ceddy, yourself with Montreal?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't hear from them until the season was done. Literally the day we lost against Flint, the day after, my agent called me saying that Montreal were inviting me to their private combine because I didn't go to the real combine. And then, so I went to that, met face to face with a lot of the staff, scouting staff and stuff, and then did some the combine exercise in front of them. Spent the day there, got to meet them, and then didn't hear from them until draft. But obviously, I had in mind that if they brought me out to their rink to do that, that they probably had an eye on me. So then, hearing my name from them and then talking to them after was a good feeling.
And Servac, for you, how much contact did you have with Minnesota throughout the year?
Through the year, nothing. Just at the combine, I had a meeting with them. So.
And everyone's favorite question to ask. Did you have any weird questions throughout any of your sessions with LA, Montreal, and Minnesota?
No, I can't say I did.
Everything was normal?
Yeah.
Oh, I went through a lot. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first off, they're all French, and I'm French. I was expecting the interview to be in French, and they did it in English, so it was tough for that. And so that was like a curveball right away. And because they were talking to me in French the whole day, and then out of nowhere I do the interview in English. So I guess they were trying to test me how I do it with the media and all that stuff. And then I got a lot of questions, like the first one was, what kind of animal are you on and off the ice? I had questions.
What was your answer to that?
I said on the ice I'm like a honey badger, and off the ice I'm like an eagle. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I was trying to think of something original because all the guys were saying, "Oh, I'm a lion," and all that stuff, right?
That's boring.
So yeah, exactly. And then they were loving it because they're like, "Oh, at least it's different." And then I had questions about like a school exam question, if I was gonna take a bonus question or not. It was really like just different, out of the blue, a bunch of stuff like that. So it wasn't your ordinary interview.
And Servac, for you, things were normal with Minnesota. No questions about what animal
I
you'd
think
be?
we had just normal questions so, about hockey or personal life. So.
Now, was your interview in English, or did they have a Slovakian translator?
In English.
In English.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So the next question, guys, is for you, Servac. It was a very historic day for Slovakian hockey on the first day of the draft. Juraj Slivkovsky drafted first overall to the Montreal Canadiens. Simon Nemec goes number 2 to New Jersey, and then Philip Machar was the third Slovakian picked in the first round to the Montreal Canadiens as well. How cool was that to be in the Bell Center and see all the players, all your friends get drafted in the first round?
I think it was unbelievable day for Slovakia. Slavkovsky was first overall. Like I thought that Simon Emek will be second after Slav, so I'm so happy for these guys.
Cool. You grew up playing with all three of them, correct?
Yeah, we played together in some tournaments for like selections from Slovakia, and we play in Italia or Latvia and Riga, so we play together a lot.
And Servac, obviously congratulations to you as well, and I'm sure you were happy. You got to complete the World Junior Tournament. Of course, it was canceled in December. This time you got to play all the games. What were some of your takeaways just from fully completing the World Junior Tournament in the summertime?
I think it was a little bit special because it was in summer, but like I think it was like normal World J's. It was fast, like in December, so it was almost same.
And you managed to score 2 goals, added an assist. What were some of the messages from the coaching staff about your personal game?
I think they were happy with me. I felt really good on the ice, so I was happy for myself.
Now, you have a very unique situation that happened during the World Juniors. You started the Summer World Juniors wearing a cage, and then it was your birthday, and then the next day you had a visor on. That's like one of the first times that I've ever seen that, because you were an underage player and then you turned 18 and then you were able to wear a visor in international competition. How was that different for you to go from a cage to a visor?
No, for me it was different go to visor from visor to cage because I wear all season visor in OHL, so it was a little bit different for me to cage again.
Now you guys were able to attend camps, and you, Servac, were able to play in a preseason game for the Minnesota Wild, which included the likes of Kirill Kaprizov. How cool was it just to be on the same ice as these elite NHL players? Like, he's a superstar. How cool was that?
I think it was unbelievable for me. It was like, I felt like it's a real NHL game. It was like all just preseason, but it was 14,000 people there in Minnesota, in home ice, so it was something special.
We'll start out with you, Kaleb, next. Obviously, you go to LA, and there's an Owen Sound connection there with Sean Durzi. Were you able to connect much, talk about your game overall, and maybe some memories that you guys shared in Owen Sound?
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't here when Durs was here, but when Dudes was here.
Aiden, I forgot, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely talked to him. I even talked to Durs. They kind of make me feel comfortable out there. They helped me along the way, learn the ropes, so it was nice for them to kind of show me the ways. But yeah, it was really good, honestly, being out there.
You've had previous experiences at NHL camps, but this time you're going to a camp by a team that you're drafted by. What do the Kings have to say about your game, what they liked, and maybe something to improve on for this season?
Definitely just skating. I mean, that's a big part that I can improve on. I can always improve on it. Obviously, everything else is part of my game, being more physical, things like that. So that's something that I'm definitely going to try and bring to the table as the year goes on.
And Cedric, we were talking about going to NHL camp. Obviously, a huge Owen Sound connection when you're skating alongside Nick Suzuki, captain of the Montreal Canadiens. Did you have many opportunities to talk to Zooks?
No, like yes and no. I kind of just I saw him around. He was injured, unfortunately, so I mean he wasn't really on the ice with us or anything. But seeing him around, I actually with Santarem also, who used to be who used to be captain here, and I got along really well with them. I was in the same group, so we talked a lot, and I mean we had a lot to chat about, so it was pretty cool being with them.
Now, before we cue up the highlights for the season opener against the London Knights, Kaleb had already gone to a pro camp before. You attended Columbus camp, I believe. So Cedrick and Petro, this was your first time going to a pro camp. What was so different, or what differences did you see from the Attack OHL camp to now an NHL camp?
I think just battling with grown men, it's the strength and the speed is so different. I mean, obviously we have a good team, a good group of guys, but everyone's like, the difference in between battling with a 20-year-old and a 25-year-old or something is way different. So that's the biggest difference. And I say the intensity, like Wally likes to keep it intense and likes us to battle and stuff. So that part of the camp is pretty similar. But it's just the same format, but just a different intensity with with older guys. So.
And for you, Petro, what was one of the things that really stood out in an NHL camp?
I think they're everybody like older than me, but they're stronger, they're faster, so I needed like more compete than them, so I think that's the more difference.
Very good. Now, like I just mentioned, we're going to cue up the highlights for the season opener against the London Knights.
One thing about this Midwest division, it will be strong this year. And we are underway. Glad again you could join us. Couldn't hang on to it. Stolen by Barlow. Barlow in the low. Shoot. Save. Line is Sedley. He'll stop. Plays it over to the far side. London will box it up. That pass missed a man now. Dickinson has a lane. 2-on-1 developing. Here's Sam Dickinson. Pass. Block. Shoot. Scores. Opening night. First goal. Try to clear the zone. Through to center ice. Here's Bryant. Past one man. Bryant shoots. He scores. What a shot. As the Ingersoll native has tied this hockey game. Attack, toughened up. Launched out through the center ice. Little dish and a dandy. McGurn trying to get a skate, but the Owen Sound attack hard to that. Center pass. They score. In front of the net, and that was Lawrence on their feed, and it's 2-1. Owens now sent to the open wing. Dickinson almost keeping it in, but Burroughs comes up with it. Shot hard to the net. Burroughs shoots it, and they score. It goes off a player and into the net, and all of a sudden it's 3-1, Rick. Marlowe has the puck, little hyphen up in that slot area. That shot tipped in front of the net. Bonk saved one. He knocked it out of midair. 1-2-2 defensive roll. And man passing across the line. Look at that pass. Bryant scores. What a play. As Bryant will score his second goal of tonight's contest. Just White might have hit a stick. Montgomery and little spin-a-rama, trying to go hard to the net, plays it back to the blue line. Over here to Del Monte, quick shot, scores! The net now goes in behind the net, centering pass broken up by Barlow, and that shot in the middle of the cage as the Owen Sound attack restore the 3-goal lead. Sim ties his man up, played back to the blue line. Federkow, another shot, score! Federkow, but sure was tipped or not. One comes in, 3 seconds, and that's going to do it for opening night here at the Gardens. The Old Sound attack. Walton here to Budweiser Gardens. They take the home opener.
1-0 to start the season against the London Knights, probably the biggest rival. For yourself. Guys, 1-9 last year versus the London Knights. Did you breathe even just a sigh of relief when the buzzer ended, going up when the game had concluded versus the Knights?
I mean, yeah, I guess, but now we got to do what they did to us this year. I think we got
I like that.
We got what, 7 more against them, so I think we got to win all 7. That's our next challenge.
Kaleb, obviously with the injury last season, you probably got to watch a lot of those games versus the Knights. What did you see from your team this year, maybe that you didn't have last year going up against London?
Yeah, just we were competing really hard that opening night. I mean, they obviously competed hard last year too. Just couldn't really find a way to figure them out this year, but I think this year we're going to have them.
It was, do you know the last time you scored an OHL goal? The day?
We said it on the broadcast Saturday night, if you guys watched it back.
No.
February 12th, 2020 was your last OHL goal. And then you went Crosby-esque with the one knee stick lift, top shelf.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
That felt amazing, if I'm being honest with you. It was definitely a big sigh of relief, and nice to get the first one out of the way, because I was definitely dreading that for a long time. So it was definitely nice to get it.
Yeah.
Versus the Hamilton Bulldogs was your last goal before Friday night.
Yeah.
Guys, Gavin Bryant had a big game, grew up 20 minutes from Budweiser Gardens. When you travel to cities that teammates grow up in, do you see them have a little bit more energy than usual?
Yeah, especially him with all his crew that comes out to the game. He gets all his friends and family, so it's really nice to see. And he's just got that. I mean, I think that's where he scored his first career goal too. Yeah.
Scored it in the season opener last year.
He had a lot of good games there last year, so I think it might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I grew up in the same hometown as Gavin, so I know that the boys from Ingersoll are some rowdy bunch. So I'm sure they make some noise when they go to the Bud.
Fun fact for you guys: Colby and Gavin scored Friday night. They also scored their first career goals in the season opener last year as well. So that might be a future trivia question coming down for Attack Rep. With the season underway, what are some personal goals that the three of you set for yourself this year?
I'm just going to try and stay healthy.
I like that.
That's all I'm looking for this year. Just get my legs under me and have a good year with all these guys.
Seti?
Yeah, I think for us too, just kind of proving to our NHL teams too that they drafted us for a reason, and it's a big year for us and for the other guys as well. But we also have a bit of pressure of doing better from last year. So I think for anyone coming back in a second year, it's just doing better than the previous year. So that's pretty much my personal goal.
And Servac?
Yeah, for me, it's just being better and better every game and be better than last season for sure.
In that same breath, did your NHL teams tell you guys something that you had to work on? I think, Kaleb, you had mentioned that it was your skating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cedrick?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of getting bigger and faster, right? It's stuff that you got to work on no matter what. But I think to make it to the next level, me and Servac probably taste a bit more. That guys are stronger. Lawrence has a pretty
he has an advantage.
Has a big frame there, so I don't think he needs to get taller. But me and Servac, maybe I think speaking for him, it's just a big difference with older guys. So we gotta just maybe get bigger and get faster always. So.
And so the Attack have 2 home games this upcoming weekend. Friday night versus the Hamilton Bulldogs. Saturday, the Mississauga Steelheads come to town. Before we throw out the trivia question, just talking about your summer. Did you guys add weight in the summer? Did you lose weight? What was your thought process going throughout the summer? Maybe it was from an NHL team discussion or even here in Owen Sound.
Yeah, when I went out to LA for development camp, they were happy with my weight, but I took some pounds. I lost about 8 pounds this summer, and I feel a lot better on the ice, so I'm pretty happy with that so far.
Seti?
Yeah, for me, the opposite. I gained weight, so we actually had a sheet from Andy Platers, our trainer, the other day, that from my training camp of last year to this training camp, I was 15 pounds heavier, which was really good, right? And some that was from last season, but over the summer, gained some weight. I think it was something like 5 to 8 pounds. So Montreal was happy with that because I went to dev camp a certain weight and then got back for training camp heavier. So they were happy with that.
And Servac, did you add weight or lose weight this summer?
Yeah, I added 2 or 3 pounds.
2 or 3 pounds.
Yeah.
There we have it. So we'll throw out our trivia question. Win a pair of tickets Friday night versus the Hamilton Bulldogs. Cedrick Guindon and Colby Barlow share the record for 30 goals in their rookie season. Cedrick Guindon scored goals number 29 and 30 in the same night. Which team did that come against? Call in to Mark Perry and you will win yourself a pair of tickets. You'll see the defending OHL champion Hamilton Bulldogs. Guys, the schedule's finally back to normal. Are you excited to play 2 Eastern Conference teams back-to-back this weekend?
Definitely. It's going to be fun to see the competition around the league, and I think we're in a good spot right now. So,
I hear Owen Beck might not be in the lineup Saturday because he's still at Montreal. That's a big loss for Missy because he led the rookies in face-off percentage last season. You know all about him because he signed his ELC today with Montreal.
Yeah, for sure. He's an awesome guy, great player. That's good for us if he's not in the lineup, but at the same time, I mean, whether he's there or not, we'll play the same way and just compete and try to get our first Eastern Conference win, and I don't know how long, right? Well, I mean, I guess we played very last year, but I mean, it's different this year with all the new teams for us. So. And
we only have a few minutes before we go to break, so speaking of that record, what does it mean to have your name in that record book and alongside your captain in Colby Barlow? Yeah, it's something that, that we didn't really know was going on until it actually happened. So when we figured out that they told us that we broke the record or like we're close to, we kind of just said, all right, well, let's just keep doing our thing. And so doing that together was really awesome. And yeah, it's a really cool accomplishment for sure. And got to ask you about that goal one more time. So you scored a number of goals, number 29 and 30, but you also had a 4-goal game last season versus the Guelph Storm. Which goals mean more to you looking back on last season?
And don't say the answer to the trivia question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For sure. I think my 4-goal game was
Versus Guelph.
Yeah, I think that one was a bit stands out a bit more because it's kind of a momentum breaker for me, and March was a good month for me, so that kind of started off, and I think that game, but not just that game, but that month is a big reason why I might have got drafted this year. So.
Speaking of Colby Barlow, guys, he's named the youngest captain in franchise history. Servac and Seti, you guys, the three of you were line mates last season. What are your thoughts on Colby Barlow being named captain at 17 years old?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely earned it. He's a great guy, and he's an amazing player out there. So it's good to see. I mean, he's taking it one day at a time, and he's got a lot of pressure on him this year, but I think he's going to excel.
Yeah, no, same here. I mean, he wants to win. He wants the best for every one of us in the locker room. So he shows a lot of maturity at his age. So a lot of people say, yeah, he's 17, but he doesn't really act like it. He doesn't. He's way more mature than any other 17-year-old. So it's really fun for us.
I didn't look like that at 17.
Yeah.
So
Been Servac or older, and you look younger.
Yeah,
so.
He's got the Matthews mustache going on and all that at 17 years old. Noticed a little bit of feistiness out of him overall, but last season it really started in that playoff series versus Flint. Did you guys notice that on the ice? The two of you were obviously line mates last season. What do you make of that, adding that element into Colby's game?
I mean, it's great to see. It just shows how badly he wants to win, and he stands up for us, me, Petro, all of our other teammates. And I like that to his game. It's something that we need to pick up, I think, and I think other guys are going to pick up by watching him do. So it's a good thing to have in your game for sure.
Now it's evident that this is going to be a leadership by committee. You can't have one of the youngest players on your team be the only leader to be there leading in the dressing room. So you have Sam Sedley, you have Gavin Bryant, and you have Ethan Burroughs as well. What are those three people like in the dressing room, on and off the ice? I'll start with you, Kaleb.
Yeah, they're all unreal guys. I mean, they're really good at what they do, and they definitely help ours show them the way how to be a leader out there. So it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we have a group, maybe besides a couple of guys that all had the same start to their career, right, because of COVID. So I think we just have a really tight group, and those guys kind of stick out, and they're vocal guys. They lead by examples. I think every one of them have their own qualities, but they all, and it goes for the rest of the team. Everyone's just a unit out there, and it's fun to have a group like this. So.
Well, guys, we have to go to break. It's been a jam-packed first half of the episode. On the other side of the break, you'll see the highlights from the season opener versus the Kitchener Rangers, an interview from assistant coach Jordan Hill, and rumor has it these three players are going to be putting on these helmets behind us. It's our first episode of What's in the Helmet for the episodes of Attack Rap this season. Join us on the other side of the break. You're watching Attack Rap here on Rogers TV.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Raven Reads. Unbox Indigenous voices. Subscribe today at ravenreads.org.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Every year, Dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Welcome back to episode 3 of Attack Wrap for the 2022-23 season. Zach Scribner and Adrien Mouseeau joined by Kaleb Lawrence, Cedrick Guindon, and Servac Petrovsky. It was an active week for General Manager Dale DeGray before the season started. First off, he traded away Cedrickson, Oki, Tundu to the Guelph Storm. We'll get your guys' thoughts. You were obviously teammates last season. What will you miss most about Oki?
Yeah, Oki was a great guy. I mean, the news kind of came out of nowhere, so it kind of sucked. But you don't have much time to say bye to him. He's just kind of walking out the door. But yeah, he was just a great guy to have around the room. He always had a bunch of energy, and he was just a good guy to have in your corner.
Now, Cedrick, you grew up playing with him for the Eastern Ontario Wild, and then he went out and scored his first OHL goal in his first game with the Guelph Storm in Saginaw. It was actually a really nice shot. How do you feel for him? Did you send him a text congratulating him on his first goal?
Yeah, I mean, I've known him for forever. We've played spring hockey since I can remember. So it's going to be the first time we're going to play against him, actually, I think. So, no, we're going to miss him a lot. He's a fun guy, and obviously I'm close with him. But, yeah, when I saw he scored his first goal, I was so happy for him. We were in a group chat together just talking about it and with some of the other guys, and he was really happy. Glad it didn't take too long, right? I think 2 games. So we were just really happy for him.
Now, before we go to the highlights of the London games, I have one more question about you and Oki. I know last year there were guys complaining on the team that you guys would call each other and talk to each other in French. Are you going to miss those French phone calls?
Yeah, but you know what? We lost one French guy, but brought 2 more in with Cormier and Tomislav Brennan. Both of those guys are French.
He speaks French,
yeah,
so we got another one.
Lose one, but add 2, so yeah.
Perfect. So like I mentioned, we're going to go now and look at the home opener against the Kitchener Rangers.
Lots of time here. A drive, that one deflected down between the legs, shot and a save from Chenard. Rakoff goes across. Serpa from the top of the circle. Brstevich fakes the one-timer. Top of the left circle. Rakoff will fire and he scores. Top corner on the power play for Carson Rakoff, and he opens the scoring here tonight. As he came flying in with that hit, here's a shot by Sop and he scores. Top corner again. And back-to-back goals. Stuns the base shorts. 2-0 for the Rangers. Lawrence, Gore, and Burroughs, all part of the same draft class. Now veterans in the league. Nice move from Lawrence to in front of the goal. They score! Ethan Burroughs is able to redirect it home, and the attack get on the board. One-timer Burroughs over to Petrovsky. Across Guindon, scores! Cedrick Guindon on the power play, and the attack have tied the game. But probably not by a whole lot. They get this one out in front of one-timer. Shoulder save made by Chenard. He denies Swick. Here comes Kaleb Lawrence. Lawrence for Gore. Tries to work a lane free. Lawrence out in front. A shot, scores! Sam Sedley steps up and he finishes. And the attack lead 3-2. Hughes. Here's Pinelli's shot. And that one's at the side of the net. Zidlicki scores. Cross the line, Bryant. Ahead for Sedley. Sedley out in front, Barlow across to Gore, couldn't get a shot off, they score! Somehow that one pinballs in. They trail by a goal. Rakoff hands it off. Here's Vlad throwing it across in front. What a save made by Nick Chenard. Huge stop there. The Owen Sound attack. Get the job done in their home opener. A 4-3 win, and what a game saver late from Nick Chenard.
We were just watching those highlights live here, and your first reaction to that Nick Chenard save at the end was, wow. Is it nice to have a goalie that makes those kind of saves late in games?
Yeah, it was unreal save, I think. He saved us 2 points so.
And that's exactly it. That save actually found its way onto the OHL Saves of the Week. You couldn't deny a better player in Francesco Pinelli, the captain for the Kitchener Rangers. You knew the puck was going to be on his stick late in the game. What was your guys' reactions to Ricky's save at the end there?
I mean, I think I was right there at the blue line, trying to stand up and turn around, and I see that going on, so I was really pumped that it was just a really great save at a really great time, so it was awesome.
Now, you guys were down early, 2-0. You saw it there, goals by Carson Rakoff and Matthew Sopp. You knew Kitchener was going to come out blazing after getting called out by their own coach Friday night against Sarnia. What was the message in the room when you guys were down 2-0, Kaleb?
Just keep going, keep playing the right way, and we'll break through, and sure enough we did. So it was, just everyone stay positive and keep working.
Now, Servac, we were just talking about Cedrick's blistering shot on his goal there. But you had a chance to either shoot or pass, and you chose the pass. From your angle, what did you see there? Did you have a lane to shoot, or did you just see Cedric backdoor wide open?
I just saw the line to Cedric. He was there wide open, so I just passing to him.
Perfect. And Cedric, on your angle, you really wanted to see if it looked as much of a muffin as you thought it was. But when they don't ask how, they ask how many. So it must have been nice to tie the game up at that point in the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, getting the first one of the season out of the way was a good feeling, but obviously a really nice pass from Servac, as you guys saw. Was happy that he saw me there, and then the puck kind of just flopped on me, and I just swung at it, and I mean, it wasn't the prettiest one, but it went in, so. And
against one of your really good friends, Jackson Parsons.
Exactly, one of my good buddies from a long time ago, so.
Kaleb, I thought the game shifted when Coach Walters assembled the draft class line of yourself, Ethan Burroughs, and Denny Gore. You found Ethan for the first goal of the game. What did you think of Coach Walters' move putting that class together? I'm sure you guys have good chemistry between the three of you.
Yeah, it was good. It's the first time we ever played together, so it was really nice. I mean, those are two of my best buddies. Got drafted with them, been here for a while with them, so it makes it easy to go out there. I know they have my back, and I kind of know where they're going to be, so it's nice.
And we were waiting for the physicality to pick up its own sound. Kitchener. The Midwest Division rivalry is there, and you seem to be in the thick of it. With the injury, are you a little hesitant towards the feistiness, or no?
No, not at all. I think that's going to be a big part of even the whole team's game this year, so I think it's really good to see that everyone's contributing in that way.
Now, you made that well known when you were in LA. You even got in a fight at rookie camp, Dale DeGray told us. How'd that one go?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, the coach told me to go out there and mix it up, and I kind of threw a little bit of a cheap elbow and had to get in a fight for it, but it was good. It's good experience. It was my first fight on the ice, so it's nice.
When you're tugging, the shoulder felt fine?
Yep.
Everybody,
definitely.
He is fine. He's ready to go, and you saw his feet were in full action on that first goal. So Caleb Lawrence is here to play and here to stay in Owen Sound. So get ready for some good things from the big number 25.
And following Saturday night's game versus the Kitchener Rangers, Mark McKelvey had an opportunity to join assistant coach Jordan Hill.
Mark McKelvey standing by with Owen Sound Attack associate coach Jordan Hill following a 4-3 win in the home opener for the attack over the Kitchener Rangers. And Jordan, first things first, you kicked the season off, back-to-back games against division rivals. You come out with 4 points. You couldn't have drew it up any better.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how we wanted to start it, obviously. And like you mentioned, those divisional points are massive, especially early in the year.
Now talk about the game tonight here against the Rangers. You guys fell down 2-0 early in the game. It just felt like maybe they had a little bit of the advantage when it came to their legs. I'd have to think you guys were expecting them to come with a big push after they lost last night.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We expected their desperation early. Obviously, we had a nice emotional win last night in London. There's no excuses. That's something we got to learn from as a hockey club, but I was proud of our group rattling back.
What'd you see here tonight that you liked from your hockey club?
A lot of passion, a lot of commitment from everybody, really up and down the lineup. The PK sacrificing their body, guys understanding their assignments on the defensive side of the game. Obviously, when we have a lead, a lot of good things to take away from tonight.
Now, late in the game, you guys went to the penalty kill, up by a goal. You got the job done, and then a big pad save made by Nick Chenard. You have to love the effort you saw on the defensive end.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I didn't like how that last play where Ricky had to make a save, obviously, but that's where your goalie's there to bail you out in those moments. So it's a great job to get by him. And by the penalty kill, obviously, with 4 or 5 minutes left, we had that penalty, and it was a huge kill for us to keep us alive.
Now, what's the focus here early in the season for this hockey club? You've got enough returnees, unlike last year where it was pretty much a new experience for half the team. For most of these guys, they've been around the block now. So what's the focus early on? What are you guys trying to work on here over this first month?
Yeah, it's definitely different from last year with all those young rookies we had. With now we only have 4 or 5, and then now we finally have our club fully back here with guys from NHL camps, like you mentioned. So we're really honing in on a few things. Tracking's a big one. D-zone coverage and breakouts is really what we've been hammering home early, and now we can start adding more things to our game as we progress.
Lastly, Jordan, you got a couple of Eastern Conference teams coming in here next weekend in the Hamilton Bulldogs and the Mississauga Steelheads. You didn't see these teams last year. For yourself, how close attention were you paying to the Eastern Conference? Is this going to be a bit of a learning experience early on in this season? And how excited are you to see different teams this year as well?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see the Eastern Conference. You know, you obviously watch the playoffs and you see how things go. They are definitely both different hockey clubs, as everyone is. The turnover in the OHL can be rapid at times. So I'm excited to see a different side of things and get to know a few of those players on the other side.
All right, well, congratulations on a great weekend, starting 2-0, and best of luck as you take on those Eastern Conference foes.
Awesome, thanks, Mark.
All right, the Attack will host back-to-back home games Friday and Saturday night.
Thank you very much, Mark McKelvey and Jordan Hill. A good interview. Rinkside following the 2-0 weekend for the Owen Sound Attack. Adrien, it's everyone's favorite game show on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, Rogers TV, Grey County's favorite game show, voted by the fans of Grey County. We changed it up this year, though. It's no longer What's in the Hat. It's What's in the Helmet. We got Teddy Sawyer's bucket right here ready to go on, and we're gonna, you guys know the game. So what happens is I'm just gonna pull a question, and the first thing that comes to your mind, you have to answer it. We're gonna start 1, 2, and 3, so that's the order, all right? We're gonna start with an easy one, I'm sure of it.
Yeah. New questions this year?
New questions this year, all new questions. Everybody's ready to go. So now your favorite I guess this isn't a new question. Favorite hockey memory to date?
Definitely getting drafted in the NHL.
That's a pretty easy answer.
Yeah.
I think all three of us going to say that same answer.
Yeah.
Favorite player?
Yeah, or maybe a second place on Hlinka Gretzky Cup. It was pretty cool too.
Second place at Hlinka Gretzky Cup. That's pretty awesome for the country of Slovakia. Absolutely. Next question. All right. Now this one might get a little harder. Best hands on the team.
I'll go with Sam Sedley. Yeah, he makes some good plays
Sam
back
Sedley?
there. Yeah, D-man Sam Sedley.
Oh my God. Cal Ewens.
Crickets.
I think the Seds has sick hands.
Seds.
Yeah.
Defenseman.
Yeah, D-man. I don't know what that says about the forward core of the Owen Sound Attack that they're not voting for them to be the best hands on the team. Just being humble, that's all it is. Okay, next one. This is a good one. This is one of my favorites that I made up. If you left for the weekend and one of the players had to house sit, who would it be?
You're going to have to repeat that. My bad.
If you left your house for the weekend and one of your teammates had to house sit, who would it be? And why?
Got to keep that LA house nice in a few years.
Corbin.
Corbin.
Yep, he's a great guy, clean guy, and I think he cleaned the house for me.
I'm going to go with, oh my God. I know a lot of guys not to choose. That's the issue. So, yeah, I think Corbin's a good answer. I'm going to stick with him. I think he would just, I mean, he's a good guy, so.
That's tough. I don't know, probably, Corbin or Seti.
Yeah, all right.
There you go. Oh, nice.
Thanks, buddy.
Responsible human beings.
Yeah.
Okay, same question, but who would you not want to watch your house?
Probably Nick Chenard.
Yeah.
Guys are weird.
He's a goalie.
Yeah. I want to say probably, I got to think here. Yeah, I was going to say Nick, but now I got to think of my second place. Probably Madden Steen. Yeah, I wouldn't let Madden Steen alone in my house.
The way that he destroys other players on the other team, I don't know if I want him destroying my house.
Yeah.
For me, Sam Sedley.
I could see Sam just pulling tricks on you and leaving little things around the house. Okay, next question. Smartest player on the team.
What are with these questions? They took a real
tough.
Yeah.
Smartest guy on the team.
On the ice or off the ice academically? Last year we knew it was Logan Lesage.
Yeah.
So.
This year,
Off the ice?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God.
Or on the ice.
There's only one right answer.
I was thinking that as well.
Ewans.
Yeah, Cal Ewans.
I'll go with Cal
Yeah.
Ewans.
You know what? Yeah, Cal Ewans.
The guy's in grade 12, but he's already graduated. I don't know how you do that, but he did it.
Yeah.
All right. 3 more questions, guys.
Perfect.
Oh, I like this question. And since this is a good one for you, Kaleb, since you were on the golf course when you found out you were drafted, who's your ideal golf foursome?
On the team? Or
No, in life.
Oh God.
So 3 players you want to golf with.
All right.
People that you'd like to golf with.
I'll go with Tiger Woods for one, probably. Best golfer ever. Connor McDavid, big hockey guy, and Steph Curry.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Probably you have to go with Tiger Woods. Probably like Mike Tyson would be pretty cool to golf with. And you know what? I'd like to bring Matt Steen along with me just so he could experience it as well.
That's a humble guy.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
For me, Tiger Woods. I think then McKinnon for sure, and Adam Sandler. I love his movies.
You got some good laughs. Zach, who's your ideal foursome?
Adrien Mouseeau.
You already had
so
that
you
happening.
can improve my golf game because it needs a ton of work.
I hope you guys never have to golf with Zach ever.
It's atrocious. Drake.
Drake, that's pretty
Drake.
good. Yeah.
And the 4th one, Connor McDavid's a shout. I really enjoyed, obviously, he's the best player in the world, but I really enjoyed watching him every time he came to Owen Sound. So Connor McDavid for me. Hey, Moose?
My ideal golf foursome. I asked this question. I don't even know who mine would be. Saku Koivu, my favorite player ever. I would go Brendan Gallagher. I think we get a lot of good laughs.
I see where this connection is.
And no, I'll go off the board. I'll go Mark Wahlberg. I love him as an actor, so I think he'd be a little fun.
Good mix.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is a pretty easy answer, but who has the best shot on the team?
Probably Barlow. Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say Bars. Obviously, I think he has the best one, but I think Braden Rogers hasn't played a game yet, but he can rip a pill. So.
I think Colby Barlow for sure.
Do you guys ever go for pointers from Colby? Asking, trying to improve your shot a little bit. Do you ever get pointers from him or no?
I just pass him the puck. That's all I do now. So.
Is that it?
No, we got one last one. I'm not even sure what I wrote down on this, but here we go. Player you wouldn't want to be stuck in a car with for more than 2 hours.
I'll have to go with Julian Fantino.
From last year's episodes, I think we know why.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Tino or Nick Chenard. One of those two.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
After driving Nick Chenard from Tecumseh to Owen Sound once, that's a good pick.
Yeah,
does
for
not stop talking.
Oh,
Just take a nap, Ricky.
There you go. First episode of What's in the Helmet for 2022-2023. We only have about 10 minutes left. Guys, maybe one thing you need to maybe get better and find yourself playing in a preseason game next season and Servac for yourself more than one next season. So something that can get you into a lineup for a preseason game next year.
Yeah, just working on my speed, obviously, and having a better start to the camp, I think, would also help me, being physical out there. I think those are 3 big things that I'm going to be looking forward to when I get to go back next year.
I think for me, maybe just being more confident, showing up there, and knowing what to expect. So in my game, I think there's a lot of things I need to work on, like my speed, my strength, and maybe just have the NHL compete level. And no, I think it's just having the first game out of the way now, showing up to next year is more confident and ready for it. So.
I think that I have to be better in everything, but the most on physical game, I think, on one-on-one battles. So.
Now, all 3 of you went to NHL franchises, and NHL franchises are littered with former NHL players, but more specifically in LA, you guys have the GM of the LA Kings is Rob Blake, one of the hardest hitting defensemen of all time. Did you get to talk to him one-on-one, Kaleb, and what did he say, or did you have any cool conversations with him?
I didn't get to talk to him much. I talked to him before I got sent home, and he's definitely a really good guy. Knows a lot about hockey, and he's just the kind of guy that you want to listen to when he's speaking because he knows a lot.
Now, Cedrick, it's pretty cool when you, like, Kaleb, you too, it was a Hockey Hall of Famer, but Cedric, the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, was a recent inductee to the Hockey Hall of Fame, Martin St. Louis. How cool was it to see a diminutive forward be the head coach of the team, and what were the conversations like with him?
I mean, like, first of all, it's just cool to be around him. And then what's even cooler is starting to chat with him. He was a smaller player, as you guys know, kind of like me as well. But I think now today's game's a bit different. But we had a good long conversation on that, how he adjusted, all that stuff. I mean, we kind of just had also normal conversation, like where we grew up from. Like especially when I got drafted, that's when we talked more. And then just being on the ice with him, has such a good knowledge about the game, like all the little tricks he has. So it kind of just showed us what he had in mind, and it's really cool being around him for sure.
Now, one personal question that I need to know, and I think the whole hockey world needs to know: are his quads actually as big as everybody says?
I have no idea. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, supposedly he has the biggest quads ever. Like, yeah, so next time maybe check out his quads, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe, I guess.
I'm just but seriously, I guess his quads are massive. And for you, Servac, the Minnesota Wild have, their GM is Bill Guerin, a former NHL player, played over 12 years in the NHL. Did you have conversations with him?
I had a conversation with him after draft in Minnesota, and he's a great guy. He's always honest, so he's great.
Maybe what's one vet that you got to talk to at an NHL camp? Maybe a conversation that sticks out.
I had a pretty good talk with Kopitar. Actually, we were playing an inter-squad game, and he was on our team, and he was talking to me about two-way game. So just making sure that I always work on the defensive end of the game, so that I can create more offense.
In those inter-squad games, were you playing wing or were you playing center?
I was playing with the middle, so.
That's pretty cool, getting some advice from arguably one of the top two-way forwards of the game, him or Bergeron, right? So that's really, really cool.
Cedric in Montreal?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to brag, but Brendan Gallagher I got to chat with. I know he was in your golf foursome, but I mean, in that red and white game, at the end I had the chance to talk with him a lot, just asking basic questions, and no, I mean, those guys have a bunch of experience, obviously, and especially the way he plays. Not the biggest guy, but he's in your face, and he gets those chippy goals. So I kind of asked him some questions that I was just curious about, and great guy, obviously. So
what might be one question that you asked Brendan Gallagher in your conversation?
I just asked him how he had that good of a stick. Honestly, because there was a couple of shifts there where he just kept picking up pass. I'm like what's your trick or whatever? Like, is that something you work on? And yeah, stick placement's a big detail in the game, and that's something that I just noticed right away. So.
And Servac, someone in Minnesota, maybe an NHL veteran, that conversation sticks out to you?
I probably didn't have a long conversation with somebody, but Damba or Foligno tried to help me during the preseason game, so these two guys helped me a lot.
We mentioned Cedric Sanoki-Tandu traded to the Guelph Storm earlier. The Owen Sound Attack acquired a veteran defenseman before Friday's game as well, acquiring 19-year-old Teddy Sawyer from the Ottawa 67s. See it there. Owen Sound, when you look at the back end, it's a bit younger, a lot of rookie defensemen. With your first interactions with Teddy, what's he like in the dressing room, and what does he bring to this Owen Sound Attack team?
Yeah, I think we're very lucky to have him. He's a great guy. Off the ice and on the ice too, and he works really hard when he's out there, does what he needs to do, and I think he's going to be a really good addition to this team moving forward.
Yeah, I know, same here. I mean, I got to chat with him right away. Played in Ottawa, which is where I'm from, so kind of just got out of the way, and then in the room, he's a great guy, fits in right away, and no, he's really awesome. It'll be good for us.
Now, one guy that we've been asking a lot of questions to our guests. We asked the coaching staff, we asked Dale DeGray about this guy, and now we're going to ask you guys, the players. You guys signed a 19-year-old import player in Luke Schweingruber, and the fans got to see him firsthand at the Bayshore on Saturday night. and he looks like he can be a difference maker on the back end for you guys. The question was always, who's going to fill the shoes of Igor Cherbakov? Who's going to fill the shoes of Mark Woolley? And it looks as though that he might be one of those guys that can be that shutdown guy. And one of the things of his games that I noticed was that he moves the puck really quick. He gets out of the zone, kind of like Sam Sedley does. How nice is it to have another guy that's a puck-moving defenseman out of Sam Sedley, Cal Ewens, and Nolan Seed?
Yeah, I think, he's impressed a lot of us, I think. Obviously, you don't really know what to expect. Never seen him play until training camp, and left a good impression right off the bat, and so it's good for us. It's fun, him and Steen together. A lot of hits, a lot of chippy plays, but it's awesome. I think they play really well together. So great guy.
Maybe fast forwarding towards an end of a season, you see championship teams, you hear the interviews. This group is always so tight knit. Obviously, a lot of you guys were here together last year. Is that the case here in Owen Sound so far? You really feel that tight-knit that could maybe lead you to a lengthy playoff run?
Yeah, definitely. I think all these guys are really close. I mean, we're all best buds at the end of the day, and we're just going to keep moving forward, and that's definitely the end goal, to be a championship contending team. You feel that brotherhood as well, Seti?
Yeah, when you're, 12 or 13 rookies, all having your first season together, you glue up, and then the older guys that were there as well kind of had that the same experience on how to show us the way, and so that just created a great bond in the dressing room for sure.
Now, that bond is evident all over the place, and it was really evident. You guys weren't at this event, but at Ribfest Owen Sound, I'm sure you guys saw the video by now, Gavin Bryant got on stage and started singing some Luke Combs. When you got that either Snapchat or video in the group chat, what was your reaction to see Gavin belting it out?
I was not even surprised at all. That's what he does. That's the kind of guy he is, and it was awesome to see, though. It's funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Anyone who asks me what Gavin Bryant's like, I just got a video to show them.
Yeah.
And say, here you go. That's all you need to see. So,
yeah.
Well, guys, 2 Eastern Conference matchups like we mentioned this weekend. I'm sure it feels good to get the first two out of the way, but what's it going to take to be 4-0 after this weekend?
Yeah, we're just going to have to do the same kind of thing we did last weekend. Work hard, play a full 60 minutes, and stick together out there.
There's a tough test. The Hamilton Bulldogs are the defending OHL champions. They have high power offense they got Logan Morrison, Avery Hayes, and Florian Jackeyes is really showing his worth as a recent signee. Does it, not that, I don't want to say intimidating is the word, but does it give you a little extra boost when you're playing the defending champs?
Yeah, yes and no. Kind of, obviously you have that in your head, but at the same time, our expectations are so high this year for the next couple of years that it's just any other challenge for us. Obviously, he had a good run last year and a different team this year, and I think we have a lot of maturity that's gonna kind of prove people wrong, and just there's good players, but I also think we have a really good team. So,
well, guys, we've run out of time. Thank you for this, and fans, for you, we'll see you guys at the rink. Join us Friday and Saturday night. Make some noise for these guys. They deserve it as they look to go 4-0 on the weekend versus Mississauga and Hamilton. Until then, take care.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
I did it.
I need it.
The hero gave it.
And I am alive.
As an organ donor, you can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 75 others. Please go to our website. Pledge a gift of life. You'll be glad you did.
I'm Mallory, night, and I was walking home one night when an impaired driver hit me. He had been overserved in 2 bars before getting behind the wheel. If the server